The movie starts, and we see a man getting some girls to sit in his van. One of the girls resists, and that man starts beating her up. As he does that, he is shot dead by a mysterious person. The scene then changes to a man walking his dog in a park when he receives a call and he is told about the killing of someone. When he tells this man to find out the man behind the murder, he himself is shot dead the next moment. We then see two more men walking through a crowded place. One can be heard saying on the phone that they're being followed, and just like that, they end up getting killed too. The killer's face is still not shown. Just like that, another one who seems to be keeping a girl without her wishes is killed, and the masked assassin saves the girl as well. But since he killed the man when he was about to drive away, the car got out of control and went off the rooftop of the building, so the girl is now badly wounded. A man named Utsubo is seen giving a speech where he tells the audience how important it is to protect our kids because they are the most valuable for them. He stresses upon this one thing, and with that, the scene changes. He also has a girl with him on the wheelchair who has a suspicious look on her face as if she wants to say that this man is something else. The next thing we see, the same man is seen torturing a man and then goes on to kill him, while he says that this kid was overprotected, so he turned out to be really weak. He then goes to his place with his men and makes a team of 4. The wheelchaired girl from earlier, her name is Hinako. A man who already works with him, and he has brought another one whom he plans on using, and talks about getting rid of him if they don't like him. The new man's name is Isaki, and the leader says that he used to work in a company called Maguro, the same company where the Fable worked. But the other man named Suzuki says that the Fable is just a myth. The leader then says that the Fable could be near. The scene then changes and we see a man watching TV, and we're then taken to a girl named Misaki, who's at work, and her boss tells her that her hair looks great. The man named Sato walks in, and he's told to compliment Misaki's hair. But he keeps describing the color of her dress, and then her hair too. The boss tells him to go make a delivery that is urgent. Misaki then also says that she has to make a delivery at a man's place who works at protecting kids. And the scene changes to Hinako being wheeled by Utsubo, as she tells to Isaki because he's too creepy. The man tells her that he'll think about it. Hinako is then in a park. She tries to stand on her feet, but her legs give out and she falls. Sato is there on his bike. He says that he knew she was going to fall, but did not interfere. He then tells her that he knows she'll be able to walk one day and feels really bad for her. She is, however, rude to him and wheels away. He comes home and asks the woman at his place about the murders in Tokyo 4 years ago, and she tells him about the one in which Hinako Saba fell from the building in the car the killer and the victim were in. Turns out Sato is the one who killed all these people. He is the one who saved the girl's life, but at the same time caused her to be handicapped as well. Sato goes to work the next day, and he's asked to make Christmas drawings. He gets weirded out at first, but then says he would do it. We again see Hinako trying to stand. She makes some progress with help of a pole, but falls again. Sato is there again, and he gives her some tips. She is, however, again mean to him and wheels away. Utsubo and Isaki are in a van waiting for someone. Isaki talks about Hinako again, and Suzuki tells him that her parents were killed when she was just 5, and that she just wants to avenge their deaths. However, her physical condition makes it hard for her. They then get out of the car when Misaki comes out. They approach him and pretend to be from SGP Security, who are there to see if there are any hidden cameras at her place. She says she's alright, but Utsubo tries to persuade her, and the scene changes. Sato is in the park again, but this time Suzuki shows up, except Hinako and he go on to kick Sato in the face, telling him to stay away from Hinako, as she's his little sister. Sato does not react, because he is of course told by his boss to live a normal life. Sato then submits his drawings, and his boss laughs at him. We then see Isaki and Utsubo looking at different videos on the same laptop. It turns out they have installed cameras at the bathrooms of other people, and Isaki is thrilled to see naked girls, and he decides to get a proper uniform for this work. This is when Sato shows up at their place to deliver their order. Utsubo goes on to apologize to him for Suzuki's behavior, and tells him that he knows his intentions are pure. Hinako then goes on to give him some tea, and when he tries to drink it, he starts breathing in a weird way. Sato goes to his place and tells his supposed sister that he met a guy whom he was supposed to kill 4 years ago. The guy is Utsubo. He says that Hinako Saba is also with him, and he can smell evil. Hinako is seen trying to stand again, and she does so, but this time following Sato's advice. But when she looks around, Sato is nowhere to be found. On the other hand, Utsubo and Isaki go to one of Sato's colleagues' place, who is a pervert, and has Misaki's pictures all over his wall. They tell him and his mother that he has installed cameras at her place. Utsubo says that they can drag them to court for this, but they would like to come to a settlement. Utsubo is later seen sitting naked, cutting Misaki's photos with a knife, saying he's going to kill her. At work, the pervert guy tries to kill Misaki from behind with a knife, but Sato saves her life and throws him away. He then runs out and is captured by Suzuki, who puts him in his van and drives away, but not without being seen by Sato. Sato later goes to Suzuki and warns him to return the boy alive within 24 hours, adding that they will regret it if they don't. Isaki then tortures the boy to get Sato's address, and he learns an address he's familiar with. He tells Suzuki that this is the address of Maguro Company. Suzuki goes to the address and tries to ask a few questions to Sato's sister, who tells him that he made a big mistake coming there and goes on to beat the crap out of him. On the other hand, Isaki ends up killing the boy by mistake when he runs him over with his car while the boy is trying to get away from him. Sato comes home and finds Suzuki tied to a chair. Sato tells him that he just wants them to leave the boy alone, but when Suzuki calls Isaki, he learns that the boy is already dead. Sato says that he does not want anyone to die in his life, but it has already happened, and then he unties Suzuki and tells him to leave. Later on, Suzuki tells Utsubo the whole story, adding that he has killed Isaki too. Utsubo then reveals that Sato the Fable is the one who killed his brother. His last victim was his brother when Utsubo was running a prostitute ring. Sato himself, on the other hand, tells his sister the whole story. Utsubo and Suzuki then decide that they're going to kill the Fable together. The Fable, on the other hand, feels guilty because he thinks Hinako Saba is in a wheelchair because of him. The two then try to work on a plan to take down the Fable. The next day, Hinako again tries to stand, but falls. Sato is there. He massages her legs a little and gives her a few tips and tells her the way she thinks. She's surprised and asks him where she's from. At the same time, Utsubo is hearing this conversation because he has bugged the chair. The Fable is then shot dead, and it turns out Hinako was just dreaming this. Hinako then goes to Utsubo and tells him not to kill Sato, but he goes on to tell her that they've learned that Sato is the man who killed that man with whom she was in the car that day, and on top of that, he tells her that Sato is the man who killed her parents. The next day, Hinako goes on to ask Utsubo to give her a gun as well, and when he's putting Hinako in the car, he sees a little girl and goes to talk to her while Hinako waits. Sato then goes on to receive a call from Utsubo, who tells him that he wants to see him. Utsubo knows his real name as well. Sato agrees to see him, and when he's about to walk out, his sister tells him that she's going to go with him, because it could very much be a trap. When he goes to the address, as he opens the door, he sees that it's a trap. A hand grenade has been set up. He shuts the door and gets out just in time and jumps to the other floor. Suzuki tells the boss to go to the plan B. As he moves around the building, they have many men waiting for him. They try to shoot him, but he keeps dodging. A sniper also tries to take a shot from the other building, but it again misses. He fights amazingly well and manages to make it down to the floor outside the building. Utsubo calls him and tells him that he's given a present to a little deaf girl, implying that it's a bomb. Fable turns back to save the little girl, and they get the snipers ready. Many men try to ambush him in the hallways, but he keeps fighting his way out. The sniper again tries to take the shot, but misses it yet again. When Suzuki sees that this plan is also not working, he decides to go to plan C. Sato then goes into the apartment where a man is waiting for him. He turns out to be a good fighter, and their fight goes on for a while. Just as he's about to get shot by the sniper, his sister gets to the rooftop and knocks out the sniper, taking control of the sniper gun. When she gets the binoculars and she sees the deaf girl on the edge, just about to fall off the building, and she right away tells Sato about it. He then takes out a grenade and sets it off. The explosion causes many men to fall off the board around the building. When he sees that the girl is just about to fall, he right away runs toward her, only to get surrounded by the goons. He makes a suicidal move. He shoots the pipe that is holding the boards all of them are standing on, including him. While the others fall, Sato manages to make it to the girl and saves her life. When she gets scared of him, he even does a move the girl's favorite TV show character does, much to the amusement of the little girl. While Sato calls someone to pick him up, his sister Yoko ends up in a forest, only to be gotten caught by Suzuki and Utsubo. Both of them tie her up, and Utsubo tells Hinako to shoot her. Hinako, however, ends up shooting him, only to learn that he's wearing a bulletproof jacket. She then reveals that she has known all along that he's the killer of her parents, because he told her their throats were slit, and no one else knows this. She gets angry and out of control. After much pain and agony, she finally stands up as she walks toward Utsubo. She steps on a landmine. When she again decides to shoot Utsubo, Suzuki tells her not to shoot, because she's going to lose balance and will fall. But she does not listen and ends up pulling the trigger. Just as her foot is about to let go of the landmine, Sato shows up and grabs her from behind, telling her he did not let her fall this time. Suzuki then brings the crane to save Hinako's life. Sato and Suzuki work together to save her. Utsubo is shocked to see this, because it was his last card. He then picks up a hand grenade and throws it toward Hinako. But before that, he calls her name and tells her that Fable is a poison, and then throws the grenade. She is shocked and scared to see the grenade, but it does not explode. In the meantime, Suzuki shoots him dead. Sato then tells him that he just threw the grenade so that they would shoot him. They then bury Utsubo. The next day, Sato goes to work and gives his boss the Christmas drawings. Both his boss and Misaki are really impressed by his work. The boss sees a girl in the drawing and asks him if he actually knows a girl like her, and Sato says no, adding that it is just a coincidence. The scene then changes to Yoko celebrating Christmas, and she really seems drunk. Sato, on the other hand, reads a letter from Hinako, who has thanked him for all he has done for her. She tells him that she would have been sold to a whorehouse if he had not saved her. She has told him that she has nothing but utter appreciation for him, and requested him to imagine her on her feet whenever he thinks of her. She has also told him that she will be walking in less than 6 months. And with that, the movie comes to an end. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.